Connor Bedard loses his biggest fan. An entire hockey team perishes in a plane crash. An NHL star is killed the night before his sister's wedding. These are the 10 most emotional moments in hockey history. Sometimes the darkest moments reveal the brightest lights in humanity. When a bus crash shattered the lives of young hockey players, it could have torn a community apart. Instead, it sparked a movement that brought people together across the country and beyond. Here's how a small-town tragedy became a symbol of hope and unity for millions. On April 6, 2018, the Humboldt Broncos Canadian junior hockey team was traveling to a playoff game when their bus collided with a semi-truck. The crash claimed 16 lives and injured 13 others. As news of the accident spread, the shockwave rippled through the hockey community and beyond. The immediate aftermath was a mix of confusion, disbelief, and overwhelming grief. Families rushed to hospitals hoping for news of their loved ones. Players from other teams, coaches, and fans across Canada held their breath, waiting for updates. Social media was flooded with messages of support and concern. But in the face of this tragedy, something remarkable happened. The hockey world, known for its fierce rivalries on the ice, came together in a way no one had seen before. Teams from across the league had moments of silence before their games. Players wore Humboldt Strong stickers on their helmets. Rinks across North America left a single light on overnight, a silent tribute to those lost. The support didn't stop there. A GoFundMe campaign for the victims and their families raised over $15 million in just 12 days, with donations pouring in from all corners of the globe. People left hockey sticks outside their front doors as a symbol of solidarity. The hashtag #PutYourSticksOut trended on social media, with even non-hockey fans joining in to show their support. But perhaps the most lasting impact has been on the human level. The survivors and families of those lost have shown incredible strength and resilience. Caleb Dahlgren, one of the survivors, went on to write a book about his experience and continues to inspire others with his story of recovery and perseverance. Resilience in the face of tragedy isn't unique to North America. Across the ocean, another hockey community faced an unthinkable loss. How does a sport recover when it loses not just players, but an entire team and its legacy? On September 7, 2011, the hockey world was rocked by devastating news. A plane carrying the Lokomotiv Yaroslavl Russian hockey team crashed shortly after takeoff, claiming 44 lives. Players, coaches, and staff. An entire KHL team was gone in an instant. The shock rippled through the global hockey community, leaving fans and fellow players struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the loss. The only survivor was the aircraft's mechanic. As news of the crash spread, arenas fell silent. Teams across different leagues held moments of silence, their players united in grief. The tragedy hit close to home for many NHL players who had friends or former teammates on the Lokomotiv roster. The loss was felt not just in Russia, but in hockey communities worldwide. In the aftermath, the KHL faced a difficult decision. How do you move forward when an entire team is lost? The league ultimately decided to cancel Lokomotiv's season, allowing time for the club to rebuild. It was a gesture of respect and a recognition of the immense challenge ahead. The hockey world rallied around Lokomotiv Yaroslavl. Players from other teams volunteered to join a rebuilt Lokomotiv squad for the following season. This show of solidarity demonstrated the tight-knit nature of the hockey community, even across international borders. Perhaps the most poignant reminders of the crash's impact are the memorials. In Yaroslavl, a monument stands near the crash site, featuring 44 steel birds taking flight, one for each life lost. Every year on the anniversary, fans gather to remember and honor those who perished. The Lokomotiv tragedy changed the landscape of international hockey. It reminded us of the fragility of life and the strength of the hockey community. While the loss still echoes through the sport, it's also a testament to hockey's resilience. The rebuilt Lokomotiv team continues to play, carrying on the legacy of those who came before them. Sometimes the most inspiring comebacks happen off the ice. How does a hockey community rally around its leader when he faces a life-threatening opponent? One player's return to the game became a moment that united fans, teammates, and rivals alike. In September 2001, the hockey world was stunned when Montreal Canadiens captain Saku Koivu was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. At just 26 years old, Koivu faced a battle far more daunting than any he'd encountered on the ice. The news sent shockwaves through the NHL, leaving leaving fans and fellow players wondering if they'd ever see the talented Finnish forward play again. Koivu's absence from the team was felt deeply, as he underwent grueling chemotherapy treatments. The Canadians struggled without their leader. Fans held their breath with each medical update, hoping for good news. The hockey community, known for its fierce rivals, set aside team colors to support Koivu in his fight against cancer. Months passed, and Koivu's strength grew. In April 2002, after missing 79 games, he was finally ready to return to the ice. The anticipation in Montreal was electric. On April 9, 2002, Koivu stepped onto the Molson Center ice for warm-ups. What happened next became one of the most emotional moments in NHL history. As Koivu's name was announced, the arena erupted. Fans rose to their feet, applauding, cheering, and many crying. What began as a welcome bat turned into a stunning 8-minute standing ovation. The noise was deafening, the emotion palpable. Players on both teams stood at their benches, tapping their sticks in respect. For 8 full minutes, hockey stood still as everyone in the arena paid tribute to Koivu's courage and determination. The moment was more than just a celebration of Koivu's return. It was a collective release of emotion from a community that had been holding its breath for months. It was a testament to the human spirit and the power of perseverance. Koivu himself was visibly moved, fighting back tears as he acknowledged the crowd's support. Koivu's impact extended far beyond that emotional night. He went on to establish the Saku Koivu Foundation, which raised millions for cancer diagnosis equipment in Montreal hospitals. His battle and triumph became a symbol of hope for cancer patients everywhere, especially within the hockey community. Hockey has always been a sport of risks, but few could have predicted the devastating outcome of one October night in England. When does an accident become a catalyst for change? The loss of a promising young hockey player would force the hockey world to confront some hard truths about player safety. On October 28, 2023, during a Challenge Cup game between the Nottingham Panthers and Sheffield Steelers, 29-year-old Adam Johnson suffered a fatal neck injury from a skate blade. The incident shocked fans and players alike, who watched in horror as medical staff rushed to Johnson's aid on the ice. As news of Johnson's death spread, the hockey community was left reeling. Teams across leagues held moments of silence, and players shared their condolences on social media. The Minnesota native had played in the NHL for the Pittsburgh Penguins before continuing his career in Europe, and his loss was felt deeply on both sides of the Atlantic. Johnson's former teammates and opponents shared memories of his talent and character. Pittsburgh Penguins captain Sidney Crosby spoke about Johnson's impact, saying, "He was a great teammate and a great person. It's just hard to put into words. It's a terrible situation." The hockey world united in grief, with tributes pouring in from around the globe. Teams wore helmet stickers with Johnson's initials, and arenas displayed his photo during moments of silence. His death served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of safety in sports. As the hockey community mourned, it also began to take action. Equipment manufacturers accelerated research into more effective neck protection. Coaches and players at all levels started emphasizing the importance of safe play and proper equipment use. While some find motivation in team spirit, others draw strength from family bonds. For Connor Bedard, a tragic accident became the catalyst for an extraordinary journey. The rising hockey star's path to greatness is intertwined with a deeply personal loss, showing how even the toughest moments can fuel incredible achievements. Connor Bedard's relationship with his grandfather, Garth, was special from the start. Garth was more than just a grandparent. He was Connor's biggest fan and a constant presence at his games. The two shared a love for hockey that went beyond the rink, with Garth offering support and advice as Connor's skills developed. In 2021, tragedy struck the Bedard family. Garth was involved in a car accident that claimed his life, leaving Connor and his family devastated. The loss came at a critical time in Connor's career, as he was playing in the Western Hockey League with the Regina Pats. 3 nights after the accident, Connor scored an overtime goal to beat the division-leading Brandon Wheat Kings. As his Pats teammates swarmed the ice, Connor pumped his right fist and pointed to the sky. Instead of letting grief derail his dreams, Connor found a way to channel his emotions into his performance on the ice. He decided to honor his grandfather's memory in a unique and touching way. Connor had a small poker chip made with Garth's picture on it, which he now sews into his jersey before every game. This small token became a powerful symbol for Connor. It's not just a reminder of his grandfather's support, but a source of motivation and strength. With Garth's memory close to his heart, Connor's play reached new heights. He dominated the WHL, breaking records and catching the attention of NHL scouts. Family support can shape a player's journey. But what about when the whole hockey family steps in? In 1982, a rising star's path took an unexpected turn, leading to one of the most emotional moments in Boston Bruins history. Norman Léveillé was a promising young forward for the Boston Bruins. Drafted 14th overall in 1981, he made an immediate impact in his rookie season, scoring 33 points in 66 games. Fans and teammates alike saw a bright future ahead for the talented 19-year-old from Quebec. But on October 23, 1982, during a game against the Vancouver Canucks, everything changed. Léveillé collapsed in the locker room between periods, suffering a brain aneurysm that would end his NHL career. The news sent shockwaves through the Bruins organization and the entire hockey community. As Léveillé fought for his life in a Vancouver hospital, his teammates and fans rallied around him. The Bruins played with heavy hearts, dedicating their performances to their fallen comrade. Updates on Léveillé's condition became a fixture of Boston sports news, with fans anxiously awaiting any sign of improvement. Léveillé's recovery was slow and challenging. He had to relearn basic skills like walking and talking. The NHL dream he had worked so hard for was now out of reach. But the Bruins organization never forgot him. They continued to support Léveillé and his family throughout his recovery, showing that being a part of the team goes beyond just playing on the ice. Years passed, and Léveillé's name faded from the headlines. But the Bruins hadn't forgotten. In a touching gesture that exemplified the lasting bonds formed in hockey, the team invited Léveillé back to the Boston Garden for a truly special moment in 1995. In the closing ceremonies at the Garden, Léveillé took to the ice one last time. Assisted by teammate Ray Bourque, he skated a lap around the rink. The crowd rose to their feet, giving Léveillé a standing ovation that lasted several minutes. There wasn't a dry eye in the arena as fans and players alike recognized the courage and determination it took for Léveillé to make this emotional return. This moment wasn't just about honoring a player whose career was cut short. It was a powerful demonstration of how the hockey community comes together to support its own. Long after the final whistle is blown, Léveillé's last skate at Boston Garden became a symbol of resilience and the enduring spirit of the game. Sometimes, the timing of events can turn a celebration into something far more poignant. In 2006, the Montreal Canadiens planned to retire the jersey of one of their greatest players, but fate had other plans, leading to a ceremony that would be remembered for reasons no one could have predicted. Bernie Boom Boom Geoffrion was a hockey legend. He played for the Montreal Canadiens from 1950 to 1964. Helping the team win 6 Stanley Cups. Geoffrion was known for his powerful slap shot, which earned him his nickname. He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1972, and his impact on the game was undeniable. In 2006, the Canadiens decided it was time to honor Geoffrion by retiring his number 5 jersey. The ceremony was set for March 11th, and the fans were excited to celebrate the career of one of their heroes. But as the date approached, Geoffrion's health began to decline rapidly. Geoffrion had been battling stomach cancer, and his condition worsened in the days leading up to the ceremony. On March 11th, the day his jersey was to be raised to the rafters of the Bell Center, Geoffrion passed away at the age of 75. The news of Geoffrion's death sent shockwaves through the hockey community. What was supposed to be a joyous celebration had suddenly become a day of mourning. The Canadiens organization faced a difficult decision. Should they proceed with the ceremony or postpone it? After consulting with Geoffrion's family, the team decided to go ahead with the jersey retirement. The event transformed into a powerful tribute to Geoffrion's life and career. Fans filled the arena, many with tears in their eyes, as they honored the memory of Boom Boom. During the ceremony, Geoffrion's wife and children stood on the ice, surrounded by former teammates and Canadiens legends. As his number 5 was raised to join the other retired jerseys, the crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and sobs. It was a moment that captured the deep connection between a player, a team, and its fans. Geoffrion's son, Danny, spoke at the ceremony, saying, "I'm sure my dad is up there looking down, and his chest is swelling with pride." The emotion in the arena was palpable as fans and players alike remembered the man who had given so much to the sport they loved. The hockey world is no stranger to emotional highs and lows, but few stories match the roller coaster of Vladimir Konstantinov's journey. How does a team cope when their victory lap turns into a fight for survival? The 1997 Detroit Red Wings faced this question in the most unexpected way. Vladimir Konstantinov was a key player for the Detroit Red Wings, known for his tough defensive play. In 1997, he helped lead the team to their first Stanley Cup victory in 42 years. The city of Detroit erupted in celebration, and the players were on top of the world, but their joy was short-lived. Just 6 days days after hoisting the Stanley Cup, Konstantinov's life changed forever. He was involved in a limousine accident that left him with severe brain damage. The hockey community was shocked. Here was a player in his prime celebrating the pinnacle of his career, now fighting for his life. The accident had a profound impact on the Red Wings and their fans. The team dedicated their next season to Konstantinov, wearing patches with his initials and his number on their jerseys. His locker remained untouched, a constant reminder of their missing teammate. Against all odds, the Red Wings made it to the Stanley Cup Finals again in 1998. The team was driven by a desire to win for their injured comrade. When they clinched the championship, they created one of the most emotional moments in NHL history. As the team celebrated on the ice, they wheeled Konstantinov out to join them. Still recovering from his injuries, he couldn't skate or hold the cup. Instead, team captain Steve Yzerman placed it on Konstantinov's lap as the crowd roared. It was a bittersweet moment that showcased the unbreakable bond between teammates. Konstantinov's story became a symbol of perseverance for the Red Wings and hockey fans everywhere. His presence at games, even in a wheelchair, continued to inspire the team for years to come. The sight of him at Joe Louis Arena would often bring fans to tears, a reminder of what was lost and what was overcome. Today, Konstantinov's legacy lives on in Detroit. His team's Believe slogan, adopted during their 1998 Cup run, became a rallying cry for the city. His story serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly life can change and how the hockey community comes together in times of tragedy. As the hockey world rallied around Konstantinov, another incident was about to shake the foundations of fan safety. How could a single moment at a Columbus Blue Jackets game forever change the way we experience live hockey? On March 16, 2002, 13-year-old Brittanie Cecil attended her first NHL game, a gift from her father for her upcoming birthday. It was supposed to be a night of excitement and celebration. Instead, it became a tragic turning point in hockey history. During the game between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Calgary Flames, a deflected puck flew into the stands, striking Brittanie in the head. At first, the incident didn't seem severe. Brittanie even walked to a first aid stand for treatment, but 2 days later, she passed away from complications related to the injury. The news of Brittanie's death sent shockwaves through the hockey community. Players, fans, and league officials were devastated. Blue Jackets forward Espen Knutson, whose shot led to the deflected puck, was particularly affected. He considered quitting hockey altogether. The NHL faced a difficult question. How could they keep fans safe without compromising the excitement of live hockey? The league acted quickly, mandating protective netting at the ends of every NHL arena before the start of the 2002-03 season. Brittanie's legacy extends beyond the physical changes to arenas. Her story sparked conversations about fan safety across all sports. Teams and venues began reassessing their safety measures, looking for ways to protect spectators without diminishing the thrill of live events. The hockey community also rallied to honor Brittanie's memory. The Blue Jackets created a memorial fund in her name, supporting local youth hockey programs. Players and fans alike participated in various tributes, ensuring that Brittanie would not be forgotten. Today, the protective netting in hockey arenas stands as a silent reminder of Brittanie Cecil. While it can't undo the tragedy, it has likely prevented countless injuries over the years. Every time a puck flies into the netting, fans are witnesses to the positive change that came from such a heartbreaking event. Sometimes, the most heartbreaking moments in hockey happen far from the rink. What tragedy struck the Gaudreau family on the eve of what should have been a joyous celebration? The hockey world's response to this devastating loss shows just how deep the bonds in this sport truly run. Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were well known in the hockey world. Johnny, known as Johnny Hockey, was a star player for the Calgary Flames and Columbus Blue Jackets, while his younger brother Matthew was making waves as a high school hockey coach. The brothers shared a close bond, united by their love for the game and their tight-knit family. On August 29, 2024, the Gaudreau family was preparing for a day of celebration. Katie, Johnny, and Matthew's sister was set to marry her longtime boyfriend the next day. The wedding was meant to be a joyous family gathering, a chance for the hockey-focused brothers to step away from the ice and celebrate their sister's happiness. But fate had other plans. In a cruel twist, Johnny and Matthew were killed by a drunk driver while riding their bikes on the eve of the wedding. The news sent shockwaves through the hockey community. Both brothers tragically lost their lives, leaving their family, friends, and fans devastated. In Calgary, fans gathered at Scotiabank Saddledome on an emotional night as the Flames held a candlelight vigil for the brothers. Like Calgary, Columbus Blue Jacket players and fans gathered for an emotional candlelight vigil outside the team's arena in Ohio to remember Johnny and Matthew. Tributes continued to pour in from players, coaches, and fans. They spoke of the brothers' character off the ice, their kindness, humility, and dedication to their family and community. The tragedy highlighted the close-knit nature of the hockey world. Rival teams set aside their differences to offer support. Fans from across the league sent messages of condolence. The hockey community, often divided by team loyalty, united in grief and support for the Gaudreau family. Check out these other Beer League Hockey Guy vids, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more quality content.